What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Wednesday, June 2nd. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live, and then follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. Finally, let me know in the comment section who your favorite and least favorite of my contenders are for today. We are rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Kawhi Leonard, Bradley Beal, Donovan Mitchell, Ja Morant, and LUKA Doncic on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. All right, first up, number 5, we're going to shooting guard Seth Curry. He's 4,800, projected for 25.5. The goal is 36.5, and he's in the optimal lineup 28% of the time. Now, first and foremost, all of the Sixers that I am about to name in this video get the benefit of a massive pace-up spot against the Wizards. They gain 5.5 possessions over their average just from that bump. It's huge. It's like an extra 2 fantasy points across the board. I think Curry plays 31 minutes, somewhere in the neighborhood of 0.8 fantasy points per minute, 18% usage, and then we know what we're getting out of Curry. It's all scoring. 15 points, 3 assists, 2.5 rebounds, maybe a stock. But at 4,800, it's a 4-game slate. You're looking to find a little bit of value. And with no Joel Embiid for the Sixers, you're going to need a little bit of scoring coming from elsewhere. I'm going to take my chances on one of the best shooters of all time. At number 4, we're going to the center position, $4,700 Daniel Gafford, projected for 27. The goal is 36. He's in the optimal lineup 29% of the time. Gafford appears to be the new starter for the Wizards. Started in Game 4. They picked up the W. I'd be shocked if he doesn't start again. And he should have a little bit of easier time because Joel Embiid won't be starting alongside of him. 26 minutes for Gafford, but I think that he could play more. Right around a fantasy point per minute, maybe a little bit north of that. 14% usage, 11 points, 7 boards, 3.5 stocks, which is crazy. He got there on the stocks in Game 4, and I think that if he's going to get there again today, it's going to have to come from the stocks. But 11 and 7, not a bad baseline projection. He's knocking on the door of that double-double bonus, but at 4,700, you don't really have to worry about it too much. That price tag is just too low to ignore. At number 3, we're going to power forward center eligible Rui Hachimura. He's 4,800, projected for 27. The goal is 36.5. He's in the optimal lineup 31% of the time. Rui gets a lot of benefits here. 1, we now have Daniel Gafford playing center, and we probably don't see Alex Len, which means that I think Rui could see a couple minutes at the 5. He's certainly going to see a ton of minutes at the 4 because we don't have Davis Bertans, who is likely going to be out for the rest of the postseason for the Wizards. So I've got Rui in for 39 minutes, 15% usage, 14 points, 7 boards, and like 1 of everything else. But he's priced as if he's not getting that minutes bump from Davis Bertans, so the value is massive. The fact that you could roster him at forward and center is really helpful. But really, when push comes to shove, you're getting a guy that might play 40 minutes today at a sub 5K price tag. That's really all I need to hear. Number 2, at point guard, we're going to my boy Ben Simmons, 8,100, projected for 47. The goal is just shy of 60, and he's in the optimal lineup 35% of the time. Simmons is going to play a ton, and he sees big-time bumps with no Joel Embiid on the floor. And I think the other big piece is it doesn't appear that Shake Milton is going to be an active participant in this game, which means that I think Simmons gets another big bump if you take Shake Milton and Joel Embiid off the floor. I gave Ben Simmons 37 minutes, 1.27 fantasy points per minute, and 23% usage. 20 points, 8.5 assists, 8.5 rebounds, and almost 3 stocks. It's really hard to see anybody rank out better than Ben Simmons. We do have that. Spoiler alert, same team. But without Joel Embiid, I am leaning heavily on Ben Simmons. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Then head to Twitter and follow me at Josh Engleman. It's the only place you're going to get updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. And finally, let me know in the comment section who's your favorite, least favorite contender, and the guy that you thought was going to be on this list that you didn't see. And finally, the number 1 contender for today's slate is Tobias Harris, small forward, power forward eligible, just 7,800, projected for 46. The goal is 57.5. He's in the optimal lineup 36% of the time. That's numero uno. 37% not percent, 37 minutes, 1.25 fantasy points per minute, 29% usage. Harris gets monster bumps with no Joel Embiid on the floor. 27 real points, 7.5 boards, 4 assists, 2 stocks, and the benefit of that awesome matchup against the Wizards. I really, really like the spot for Harris. I like it for Simmons too. I would happily play them together, no doubt about it. I love getting to the Sixers-Wizards game, but there's no one else on this slate I like more than Tobias Harris. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Wednesday, June 2nd. Process show is in the books. FanDuel version of this video is already out. Go check that out. Strategy show at 10 a.m. and then live before lock tonight, 6 p.m. with Greg Ehrenberg. That is it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders. Good luck tonight.